Welcome back to another edition of More to Live For. I'm the voice of the North. I'm your host. Welcome back to another edition. Hope everybody doing all right. Before we get started, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button, man. If you already subscribed, make sure you got that notification bell hit, man. Like the videos, feel free to comment on them. Got a special one for you this afternoon. I need all my future film directors to tap in. Anybody that ever picked up a camera, man, tap in. Some good game right here. I got a special guest for you, man, and I'm gonna let him kick it off, tell you a little bit about himself, and sit back and enjoy, man. What's going on, bro?
Hey, what's up, man? Hey, I'm Dante Austin. I got plenty of aliases, but for this one in particular, I go by Top Shooter Films. I do a lot of photography, videography, weddings, baby showers. I mean, anything that requires a camera, I've done it or I will do it. My Instagram is at Top Shooter Films. It should be right here up under the joint. It's all spelled how it sound. I mean, that's pretty much the gist right there.
Hey, that's what's up. That's what's up, bro. Yeah, man. Like I said, man. Anybody that ever picked up a camera, man, I think, you know, what I mean, they should tap into this, and I think that that's a whole different, craft, man, that I always been interested in, man. So for starters, man, I heard you lay out, all your accomplishments, but for starters, I kind of want to know, how did you get into it?
So I used to do music. And I still kind of do music, I guess, because opportunity presented itself, I go in the studio. But so when we was doing music, me and my boys, I used to always say, hey, man, I feel like I could do this. I feel like I can record videos and stuff. So it started out with me wanting to do my own music videos.
Right.
And then eventually, to forget it, I picked up a camera. I think after I got the camera, I quit my job within that same month. And ever since then, I just, full force with it, man.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So let me ask you this, bro. Like I said, I'm about to be 38. So like when I was in high school, like not my particular high school, but other high schools in the area, they did offer classes like, what I mean, revolved around like videography and things like that. So like, did you have some type of education in it or whatever, or was it like, what I mean, something that you had a passion for and you kind of just like learned as you go?
Yeah, I actually didn't take any classes or go to school for it. Luckily for me, man, once I started, of course I used YouTube. Everybody go to YouTube University.
Right.
But once I started, man, there was so many people around me that did it that would reach out to me and teach me little things. They would actually take the time out of their day. I link up with them. They'll show me how to do this and that. And sometimes when I would post stuff, they would like my posts. And they would come to my inbox and tell me what I did wrong and what I could do better the next time.
Right.
So for me, I pretty much I would say like I was self-taught, and I had a lot of people that actually lended a hand to help me because they wanted to see me, grow. They was rocking with what I had going on, and they didn't mind lending a helping hand. So it's a lot of people, man. I couldn't even name them because I start naming them, I'm gonna forget somebody, and I'm gonna feel bad. But yeah, so yeah, I had people around me, and I taught myself as well.
Okay, cool, man. You said something that was real important, man. I definitely don't want to, overlook that, man. I want to make sure my viewers, what I mean, didn't miss this free game. But the fact that you said, man, like you would post stuff, man, and it'd be other people, who may or may not be familiar with the profession, but kind of giving you, free game, man, like, constructive criticism, what I mean, in your inbox. And
Yeah.
the fact that you noticed that and didn't, immediately get defensive, I think that's very important, man. And that just goes to show like the passion for it, because it's easy to, take a comment the wrong way or whatever. And the fact that, they didn't make it, the comment actually on the post, that kind of shows some respect. So I'm pretty sure that you seen that going in. So yeah, man, I think that's real cool, man, that you can what I mean, take that constructive criticism, because a lot of people can't, and we kind of all need that, what I mean, in this craft or whatever, whether it's, any craft that you like doing, man. Like I think that, all of it's universal, and what I mean, like, so that's why, I have different guests on the channel kind of highlighting, what it is that they do and they good at, and how they got there, man. And I think your story is just as good as any other. So
well, back to what you said about my fault. But back to what you said about the criticism or whatever. I think that's a good tool. That's a good tool to have in life in general because me personally, I don't like to surround myself around yes men because in order to be better, you have to have people that can point out some of your flaws or some people that can tell you, you know what I'm saying, where you messed up at. That way,
Right.
when you go back out here into the real world, you go back to go do whatever you got to do. You approach it a little bit differently, whether you're doing music, whether you're doing videography, or whether it's just like an argument or altercation you might have had with somebody. You know, next time you approach that situation or you approach that task, you can approach it in a different light. You know, and then from there you'll get better. But that comes with having the right people around you and also being someone that's teachable as well.
Oh yeah, that definitely goes. They tie hand in hand, man. They go right together. Definitely, man. Thank you for laying that out, man. So what I kind of want to kind of merge into as far as like some of the things that you were able to accomplish, like as far as like, a lot of people look for like immediate success, when they starting something new. So what was kind of like your first big project, man, that kind of like, kind of stamped it, man, kind of gave you your approval that you headed down the right path?
My first big project. Let me think on that. I could tell you when I first realized that I was going to do this full time. So
Right.
when I made the first time I did a video, I made more in like 2 days than I did at my regular job in like a week. And then it would get even bigger than that, you know. So then I was like, wow, you know what I'm saying? The sky's the limit for real. So I could really, really take this, you know. But with something like that, you got to take the good and the bad because you're going to have good weeks, you're going to have bad weeks, you're going to have fast weeks, you're going to have slow weeks or whatever.
Right.
The biggest project I ever did, I think I did a movie and it had Jamal Willard in it, and Jamar Alston actually reached out to me and asked me to help him shoot it, but he never told me who was going to be in it. And for those who don't know, Jamal Willard is the guy that played Biggie in Notorious or whatever.
Right.
So for me, that was a big thing. That's when I first learned how to do movies, and ever since then, I think I've shot like I think I'm up to like 8 movies now, 8 or 9 movies or whatever. So that was kind of a big project for me. Music video, every music video, you know what I'm saying? Just meeting new people and just going to different areas and just seeing how people think and seeing how people work and stuff like that. That was always cool. I always like working with new artists, especially artists that's like open minded, you know what I'm saying? Creative and stuff like that. So I would say, yeah, the first movie I did probably.
Okay. All right, man. And definitely, man. Yo, I think that's a big deal, man. You say you got 8 under your belt, man. Before
Yeah.
we before we go too far in the interview, man, if you could, man, could you just give us a list of those movies, man? I definitely want my viewers to be able to, to see some of your work, and
Yeah. So,
and I can too. You know what I mean? So like
yeah.
that's kind of what I want you to do right now.
So we got Kiss and Tell, which will be dropping soon, that has Nelson J. Davis in it. Most of the movies I'm about to name has him in it. We got He Say, She Say, Halloween Kickback, um, Non-Disclosure. Most of these are on like Tubi and Amazon Prime and stuff like that.
Right.
Deadly Passion. That's the one with Jamar Willard in it. Man, there's so many. What is the one? We just shot a movie recently, and I can't even remember the name of the movie. Oh man! But I let me go on my phone. I could tell you some more. I'm here in a minute. But those 5 right there are some that you could look up too.
Okay. All right. I won't try to put you on the spot. Like I said, bro. I
Nah, you
want you.
good. You good.
You know what I mean? I want you to be able, with this platform I got, man, I definitely want you to be able to promote all the work that you got done as well as, future
For sure.
projects. So, and to think, man, like, like you said, man, like you make music as well. And, kind of like this lane that you're in now, man, it kind of started with the music. And now that you're, like you went from making the music to kind of like behind the scenes, man. So like, how is it, as an artist, being able to see it from both sides, man, like as far as like making the music and like putting a production together, man, I'm pretty sure that's like a unique experience that
It
a lot of
is. It
people
is.
don't experience.
I think with my background and with music actually gave me the upper hand when I shot music videos because it gave me a way to connect with artists in a different way because I understand them a little bit more. I understand the grind, I understand everything. So when they come to me and they got a vision or something like that, I already get where they're going with it. And then when I'm giving them directions while we're shooting it, I know how to give them directions from an artist standpoint and from a videographer standpoint. You know what I'm saying? So I think, yeah, my background in music actually helped me a lot with this.
Okay, I think that's like I said, bro. I think all the above, man. Like, it's super dope, man. Like, where you started, where you going, and the
Mhm.
things that you've accomplished so far, man. And just having that passion, man. Like I tell people, over and over again, man. Like, if it's in you, it's in you, man. Like, no matter
For
what
sure.
it is, man. If you got a passion for something, it's gonna come out. You know what I mean? Like you an artist, and from what I heard, you're good at that too. So to just to
Appreciate
to just to get your foot in, man. Like that's why I
it. Yeah.
tell people, man, just let me get my foot in the door, man, and I do the rest.
That's
So
it.
I
That's
think
it.
you a prime example of that. You know what I mean? It's just keeping it all the way real. So um looking at your portfolio, man, some of the things that I seen, man, I definitely seen some dope pictures and the video snippets that I've been able to see on your IG, man. I think
Yeah.
those are super dope as well. So out of the three, I'm not sure if this really genres or how would you categorize this, but out of the three things that I've seen that I've seen of you and that you've discussed so far, as far as like pictures that I've seen that are super dope. The videos and the movies. Which one would you say is the most challenging?
The most challenging?
Yeah.
Um, mm, I would say pictures because I'm not big on pictures. So if I had to put them in order, I would probably say I'd rather do it'd be movies, music videos, and then pictures. I don't like all the editing and all that stuff like that. Movies is fun to me. You know what I'm saying? Like just getting the different angles and stuff like that. That's fun. Music videos is fun. Taking pictures is fun too. But like I said, I'm not big on editing. I don't really like doing it like that. So probably pictures.
Okay. Cool,
And
man.
and
Cool.
I'm gonna contradict myself here a little bit, but pictures are easy to take. You know what I'm saying? But when it actually comes down to editing them and stuff like that, it's a little different because that's not like my strong suit.
All right. And you said something about as far as like when it comes to movies, getting different angles. Can you tell me like how like from the way you just explained that sounds like something that's like, what I mean, one of the perks of shooting movies. So can you tell me like the joy in that?
Oh yeah, okay. So I have a lot of people that hit me up and they say that they want to do movies, right? And they don't sometimes they don't understand the basic concepts. And a lot of times when you shoot, you got to shoot at different angles. You got to shoot the same scene at different angles. But every time you shoot that scene, they have to do it the exact same way. That way, when the camera switches, when we're editing it and it switches to a different angle, everything looks the exact same. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you pay attention, but sometimes when you watch TV shows and movies and stuff like that, the girl might have an earring in this ear, and when they flip it, the earring gone. Or she
Yeah.
might have picked her hand up like this, and then the next time she didn't. You know what I'm saying? So everything got to be the same. And just getting those angles. If you got good actors and actresses and stuff like that, that's real fluent with it. It's easy. But I like the challenge of figuring out what angle to get or figuring out the lighting and stuff like that. Stuff like that is fun to me.
Okay. Cool, man. Cool. Like I said, I'm definitely absorbing all the game, all the information, man. So I definitely think anybody watching should be doing that as well.
Right,
So
right,
one thing that I often tell people, whether they starting a new career or, just sharpening their craft or just following a dream, man, there's going to come a point, man, like when you really got to like, not necessarily, I don't want to necessarily say make a sacrifice, but there comes a time where you got
yeah.
to, kind of make a big investment, man. And what I say about that, that's kind of like believing in yourself. That's the believing in yourself moment. So, in your particular field, man, what was it that kind of was like your big investment, man, to kind of, kind of jumpstart your career, whether it was like, getting this right camera that you heard about. In my particular case, it was a camera and a piece of software that, kind of
Mhm.
stamped, my dream. So kind of want to know how was it for you?
I'll probably say the camera. It was the camera and the laptop. Those
Okay.
were two big investments. It won't crazy expensive,
Right.
but those probably the two things I would say.
Okay, cool, man. Cool. Yeah. Cause I'm like I said, the same for me. And, I tell people, man, like, you gotta it's gonna come that time, man. Like when you follow your dream, man, you're gonna have to make that big investment. But you
Oh,
know, it is what it is, man. It's an investment and it definitely pays off. So
well,
um
I made a I'm sorry, but
when you
I
go
made a small investment, right? And this I made a small investment that made me a lot of money. So I
right,
do this thing called set the tone, and I know you've seen like with a microphone be hanging. A lot of people do the microphone performances, right?
right,
I think I spent $40 on this microphone. I went and got some spray paint. I spray painted it, and I started doing the hanging mic joints. I call it set the tone or whatever.
okay.
And I mean, like ever since I had started, man, it really took off. It's like a big deal. Of course, a lot of people do it now. It's a lot of different platforms and stuff like that. A lot of nice ones I see out there. But that's all investment made me a lot of money.
Okay, that's what it's up, man. That's what's up. And like you said, man, like just being able to to capitalize on a trending moment and making the right investment, man. That's what life all about: numbers, ups and downs. You know what I mean? So like
Right.
knowing when to make that investment and not being a major cost. I think that's just just it just goes to show your marketing and your networking ability. So. Uh, like I said, man, I definitely think everything you laid out, man, is super dope, man. So when
Hmm.
it comes to like the business side of things, being that you are, an established videographer, photographer, how do you go about your clients trying to reach you and like as far as like getting booked and promoting yourself and things like that?
Well, right now I'm using Instagram. I got business cards where I hand out. I got my phone number and my Instagram up there. Um, Things of that nature, and also, man, word of mouth. Just like you said, you heard of, how you heard of me. So I got a lot of people
Right.
that heard about me from somebody else. So word of mouth never gets old. So those few things, I should be launching a site now. It's definitely overdue, which I'm probably gonna look into soon. But right now, if you want to reach me, you can either call me, or you can text, or you can hit me up on Instagram.
Okay, that's what it is, man. So when you like what I kind of want to know, I kind of should have detailed a little more. Like when you getting booked for these events, like how do you like what I mean, like decipher like what's high end and what's not, like as far as like the different venues that you may have to perform in.
Oh, okay, okay, yeah. So, a lot of times, my fault. A lot of times, it
You good?
depends on the way I price it. It depends on how far the event is. Okay, so I might have to put traveling fee in there, and then I
Mhm.
ask them how long do they want me to be there. Now I'm giving them an hourly rate, and now I need to know exactly what you're looking for. What's the outcome? So I need to know what equipment I need to bring here, and what vision are we trying to bring to life. You know what I'm saying? So like it all depends on exactly what you want. If you say you want me to come there for 2 hours and you just want the camera to sit in one spot, that's one thing. But if it's a wedding and you need me to be over here and over there and all these different places at one time, then of course the price is gonna go up a little bit more because there's a little bit more pieces to the puzzle. So
Right.
it all depends on the event. It depends on what you want, how long you want me to be there and stuff like that. And I kind of got my own little system to where I calculate it. I start with the traveling, I start with then I go to the hours and stuff like that.
Okay, man, that's super cool, man. Yeah, definitely all about you gotta, what I mean, you gotta be business savvy in this field as well, man. So I definitely want to
Right.
take time to kind of chime in on that, bro. So yeah, man, I definitely think you're super talented, man. And
Thank
all the
you.
work
Thank
I seen, man, I definitely think it's what I mean, it's dope, bro. So for my viewers, man, I don't know if I asked you already, but you are in the Raleigh area.
No, I'm actually in Rocky Mount.
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
okay, cool, bro. Yeah, I'm definitely familiar with that area. So yeah, man. If it's something else that you want to plug in before we wrap things up, man, I definitely think everything that you laid out, what I mean, it's been informative. And I definitely like the craft and the dream. So, I hope somebody's definitely inspired
For sure.
to do the same or maybe in the field, maybe not knowing exactly what they going to do or want to do. But yeah, I
Exactly.
definitely think you can help them with that. So if you could, bro, shout out all your platforms, man, and we're gonna rock it off just like that.
All right. So on Instagram, you can find me at Top Shooter Films. Facebook, you can find me at Dante DLA Austin. And if you want to contact me by phone, it's 252-458-4316. And I'm gonna just leave a little message, you know what I'm saying? For those that's looking to venture out and do something different, don't be scared to take that risk. You know, a lot of risks that you take, it might flop, but you never know until you actually take that risk. And then just know that everything ain't always green. You know, like we having this interview, and I probably spoke about a lot of the ups and stuff like that, but I understand it's a lot of downs too. You're gonna have
Right.
a lot of, you might have some down weeks, you might have some obstacles that come your way, but that's all just part of the game. You know what I'm saying? You just got to be strategic. You got to figure a way out of it, and you just got to keep going, and that's what make it worthwhile.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Definitely, man. I definitely appreciate that game you just dropped. And once again, man, thanks for taking a little bit of time out of your busy schedule, man, and being
So
able to do this interview. So I hope that it does the same thing that it does for me as far as like doing this interview, man. And I wish you nothing but the best in the future, man. I definitely looking forward to working with you. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap things up. This has been another edition of More to Live For, man. Another exclusive interview, Top Shooter Films.
yes, sir.
The voice
Appreciate
of
you,
the
man.
North. No doubt, man. No doubt, man. Yeah, like I said, we're gonna do work again. We're gonna
Oh yeah,
work
yeah,
again.
for sure. Hit me up, man.
Indeed, man. Indeed. I'm the voice of the North. Reminding y'all, man, why would I settle for less when my last name's more? We out.